What's going on YouTube? Doing this quick comparison video for a subscriber to show him the cost difference between a 2020 Kenworth T680 pushing a Cummins ISS with roughly 500,000 miles on it, no warranty. Let me kind of show y'all what that looks like. We can go to any one of these three right here. The prices y'all can see 34,000, 40,000, 31. We'll go with the one with 486,000 miles on it. It's 15. Let's take a look. Now, first, for it to be a 2020 and we only in 2025, the price of obviously came down significantly. This truck brand new was probably $180,000 and it's all the way down to 40,000. Let me see what that is per year that you're losing value. 30,000 times 5 plus 40,000 5. So it's roughly losing about $30,000 a year in value. So if you finance this truck, you would be losing. Well, first if you pay cash for the truck up front, then you're gonna turn about 180 to about 190. You're gonna be losing about $30,000 a year in depreciation if you had bought this truck cash from the dealership lot. Financing, still depreciation, I would say 5 years from now, truck should be paid off. Problem with financing is with the commercial financing, they probably gonna have you an interest rate close to 30%, but we'll say you got the good credit and we'll put you about 18%, and you still pushing like over $200,000 on a truck that right now is only worth 40,500. But that ain't what this video is about. Let me show y'all the comment right quick. So it comes from Fat Bald Guy. He said, "What good is buying an old truck that costs you as much in repairs as a newer truck you can get deleted?" Now, when he said a newer truck, I was thinking, a brand new truck off the dealership lot. I thought he was saying, what good is buying like, some $15,000 used truck versus $180,000 truck when, that older truck, that $15,000 truck is gonna cost you, basically $180,000 in repairs. That's what I thought he was asking. So I said, what repairs on a 2001 truck with a 12.7 Detroit is going to run you $180,000? And I was expecting him to come back with something like, a breakdown. For example, hey man, a new engine is to rebuild the engine on the 12.7 is 20,000, and a transmission 40,000, and tires, 60,000. I was some type of breakdown so we can get up to 180,000. But he said he came back. Uh, he said, heck, you can find trucks for 30 to 50,000 that's in great shape that can be deleted for 2K or less. Okay, the delete costs $2,000 or less. The problem with deleting trucks, I would not recommend anybody buy a truck that if you plan to buy, like, let me go back to these Kenworths. If you plan on buying a truck like this and getting it deleted, I would tell you before you purchase the truck, make sure you already know exactly who is going to delete the truck. Don't be trying to find no type of shop later on after you done bought the truck to delete it. You need to know, hey, John, he got the shop over there on 123 Fate Street. He's gonna delete the truck for $2,000. You need to know that before you purchase the truck. You do not want to purchase a truck and then be trying to, hey, Andrew, man, somebody who gonna delete their shop? Brother, we in 2025, man. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what shop mechanic out here for the risk, they entire shop and they license to try to delete your truck. I mean, to be honest, they actually make more money fixing your emission system. They don't make, $2,000 to delete the truck. That ain't no money, but to put that new one box on, man, I think they really put a new one box on You better go and watch T8. What is it? TAT Express on YouTube. Shoot, I forgot his name, but hey, would he rather delete your truck or put a new one box on? He'll tell you quick, hey, we ain't delete no truck around here, man. That one box is how we make our money. We are a mechanic shop. Yeah, we shoot. You got emissions problems, man. We make more money putting knot sensors and one boxes and all that crap on, man. Delete that ain't gonna bring us no money. It ain't gonna bring us no money. But anyways, let's get back to the comment. Okay, so he says no one is going to buy $180,000 truck in this market. Man, trucks flying off the shelves for $180,000, flying off the shelves, man. Let me see. What good is an older truck that costs you as much in repairs as a newer truck? A new truck costs 180,000. Okay, let me see. Scroll down. He says newer truck, not brand new. You can find 4 to 5 year old trucks pretty reasonable these days. A lot of them are I guess he been in pretty decent shape. There was a 2020 Kenworth T680 with a Cummins 13 speed for 35K ready to go. So that's why I got over here on the auction a 2020 Kenworth T680 with an X15 Cummins engine, automatic, because most of these trucks are automatic. Um, yeah, most of these are gonna be automatic. Not saying they didn't make them in manual. It's just the ones I see, they gonna be automatic. He says pretty cheap for a 5 year old truck that can be deleted for 2,000. Hmm. Truck is 35K. That means the lease driver that leased the truck, he wrote the depreciation down for company driver's money because that's all they gonna pay him. You put a lease driver in a brand new truck, you just pay him company driving money, and he don't get the title. The person that's gonna get the title is the person that's gonna get the title to this truck is the person showing up to this auction, be it $30,000. This person is getting the title. Okay, so what are we trying to figure out? I said a 2020 truck with 500,000 miles and no warranty will cost way more to repair than a 2001 truck with a 12.7 Detroit 60 series. He said I'll put 230,000 on a truck that had 537 miles with just oil changes and brakes. He had a Cummins X15 deleted, and of course I responded back. Well, I had a 2007 with a Mercedes engine. It had 700,000 miles, and I rolled up to 900,000 with oil changes. That was from 2021 till 2023. So, same as Apple. Okay, now let's get back to an old school truck over here at the auction we have for sale. It just sold, I believe, last week. This auction was July 24th. Yeah, last week. Tunica, Mississippi, July 24th, 2025. We just had a 2001 Freightliner Classic XL. Oh, man, the whole page disappeared. Okay, there you go. 2001 Freightliner Classic XL. It says it has approximately 180,000 miles, probably pretend like it's got an overhaul or something like that. It's got that 12.7 Detroit. That's pretty much all we need to know. We can look at some photos of it if y'all just want to see. I ain't seen the photos myself. Kind of scroll a little bit too fast. So, looks like it's in real good shape. Little scratches on the paint. Yeah, I would say it's in real good shape. It's missing some lights back there on the frame rail. Well, no, actually, it ain't missing lights. It look like they took them off and put them on the mud flap. But yeah, as long as the mud flap lights is out, it's good to go. It was pretty decent. Oh, I see. He took the frame rear lights and instead he put them right on the back of the sleeper. That's custom. 13-speed transmission. Eaton. Great 12. Hey, he got them horns under there like that. Y'all see that? Good God. I didn't think I'd shoot. Them horns that big under there? I ain't never seen that before. Okay. I guess when he hit the air horn, he tried to blow his hood up. Anyways, man, same engine I got right now, 12.7 Detroit. Nothing, alternator, water pump down here, turbo, just a basic engine, man. Not too much that can go wrong with it. Got your belt right there, clutch fan, all that good stuff. I think this is a perfect truck. I would have bought it to be honest with you. How much did it sell for? 13,500, man. I would have bought it. Unless it says non-runner in here, which it don't. It doesn't say it was non-runner. So somebody got away with a steal. But anyways, let's go over to ChatGPT so we can understand how this breaks down. Let me see if I can pull up a PDF actually. Okay, I just pulled up a PDF. Let me see if StreamYard will let me add it in. Give me 1 second. All right, so we got the great Chat GPT that anybody can use for free. The question I propose to it, I need a rough comparison on the cost to maintain or repair a 2001 Freightliner Classic with a 12.7 Detroit Eaton 13-speed transmission with about 1.2 million miles on the motor versus a 2020 Kenworth T680 Cummins engine, 13-speed Eaton, although it should be an automatic, but we'll go with 13-speed Eaton. What about 500,000 miles and no warranty? See, when you run out of the warranty, you are then in the same class as somebody with an older truck. So, for example, if you have a 2022 truck, and let's just say, for example, at 500,000 miles, the warranty is up, that 2022 truck is going to cost you, better yet, you're going to be paying the same repairs as somebody with a 1997 truck, 2007 truck, 2014 truck, a 2018 truck. You come to our world when that warranty is up. Okay, so let's take a look. Chat GBT. Now this is what it came up with. I ain't wrote none of this. That's why I told you download this Chat GBT. You do all these, get all this stuff, for free and at the fee. But anyways, 2001 Freightliner Classic, 12.7, 60 series, 13 speed, 1.2 million miles, pros, simple electronics, pre-emissions, parts are cheap, easy, do it yourself. Although, over here in my world, we don't do nothing ourselves unless it's something so basic that you wouldn't want to pay a mechanic for. Like, for example, taking off some type of airline fitting or something where the fitting costs you $1 at the store. It don't even make no sense to pay somebody to do that. But you can, though, if you just want to throw away some money. The cons, high mileage, age-related wear, overhaul could be due. That is the cons. High miles. It's pushing 1.2 million miles. Okay, let's see. Estimated costs. Oil changes. You're looking at $300 to $500 each, 3 to 4 times a year, 1,200 to 2,000. Now, if you go to TA or Speedco, which is where I do my oil changes, we just use mobile dial back or either T4 or something like that. It's gonna run you about $300. I say about 400. Think about that 400, 380, somewhere like that. When you take on the taxes, like $400 for oil change. A newer truck, it's gonna cost you a little bit more because you got that full synthetic. Minor repairs, sensors, belts, alternator, starter, AC compressor. Just minor repairs. That's what you're gonna be dealing with an older 12.7 engine. The sensor part, you ain't gonna be dealing with no sensors now on 12.7. sensors on there that I know of. Maybe a freaking coolant sensor or something like that. Shoot, other than that, man, transmission service, clutch shift issues. Now I had this issue myself. I think 2 years ago, cost me about $1,000 up there in PA, Ohio. We had something, I forgot what part went out. Some part of the top of the shifter here went out on me. With the tow and all that, I was probably around $2,000. Just basic things that could go wrong with a transmission. I would just call it, you know, minor wear and tear. Okay, engine overhaul, $15,000 to $22,000. Obviously, that just depends on how much you can get it done for. That's just a rough estimate. You got tires, brakes, and suspension. Ain't nobody getting around that. Just like ain't nobody getting around minor repairs and oil changes and transmission service. You know, the transmission service also, that's for a manual transmission. The automatic to maintain that, I don't know what that costs. Electric, AC, old wiring issues. In my case, AC. Yeah, I would say to fix my AC, maybe a little bit over 1,000, maybe 1,500 somewhere right now. There ain't no electrical engine, no electrical problems on no 12.7. So if no overhaul, which obviously this year or last year or since 2022, I haven't had to do an overhaul. We're looking at $10,000 to $15,000 a year in maintenance. And if you do an overhaul for that particular year, see, it's a one time. You're looking at $25,000 to $30,000 for that 1 year. An overhaul. We try to do overhauls once every 10 years or once every 1 million miles. Now let's take a look at the 2020 Kenworth T680. Cummins X15, Eaton 13 speed, although it should be automatic, but it's all good. 500,000 miles, no warranty. You feel like because it says a 2020, that some kind of way is much more reliable than 2001 Freightliner Classic. I understand. Pros, it's got new technology on it, better fuel economy, less rust, less wear. Cons, emission system, DPF, DEF, EGR, expensive to maintain, sensors everywhere. That's ChatGPT words. Oil changes. You pay a little bit more than me, but it says you only need 3 oil changes a year. I need 4. Obviously, using full synthetic. So, where I got to change mine at about the 10,000 range mark. That full synthetic. I don't know what you guys change y'all at, man. I didn't see as high as 75,000 miles. I don't know what's going on with the oil on these newer trucks, man. Shoot. I know I ain't changed it that high. Let's see, DPF and DEF cleaning or repair. I do be seeing people begging them filters for that $2,000. I don't know how many times y'all got to do that per year because I ain't never, I don't know anything about that DEF, DPF sensor. But according to ChatGPT, that crap gonna run you 2 to 5,000 a year. EGR turbo sensors, common failures, $3,000 to $8,000 a year. Transmission repairs, whatever I'm dealing with on that 12.7 with that Eaton transmission, you're going to deal with the same thing because it's the same transmission. See, you got a 13-speed Eaton, I got a 13-speed Eaton. Whatever my transmission, whatever issues I got on mine, you're going to have. So if my clutch go out on the transmission, your clutch go out, hey, we both got, the same price, same transmission, same price. Clutch brake go out, same price. Fuel system repairs, now you got that high end fuel system, with all that extra stuff on it. Them high, what do you call them high frame, what is it? What do you call that? Dang, somebody text me all at the same time. I can't think of what I'm trying to think of. But anyways, injectors and pumps, man. It says that stuff is gonna cost you about $3,000 to $6,000 a year. Could be injective cuffs, injectors, fuel pumps. I don't know what all deals with that fuel system on them newer trucks. AC and electronics. New tech, more complex. Say if your AC go out, you gotta pay the same thing I got to pay. Tires, brakes, and suspension, we both pay the same thing. Now, this is where the confusion comes in. It says the total estimate a year on the latest greatest shoe shine is $15,000 to $25,000 a year. That's without an overhaul. But if you go back up, it says, wait a minute, let me look at the numbers again. 15,000, 25,000. Right here it says with no overhaul, you're looking at 10 to 15,000. Now you may say, "Well, Andrew, you got to overhaul the engine every year." Yeah, I know that's what the people try to, they try to fool you with that nonsense. But the problem I got with this overhaul situation being 25 to 30,000, when the one box goes out on this truck, that's already $10,000 right there. So I will compare the one box to an overhaul on an older engine. Let's keep going. The 2001 easier to maintain. I don't know why I put do it yourself. I mean, nobody's gonna. Ain't no DIY going on over here. The parts are cheaper, of course. Of course, the parts are cheaper. No emissions. Average cost, and yes, I would say since owning all of my trucks since 2018, I find these numbers to be 100% accurate. $10,000 to $15,000 a year is about what we spend on maintenance since 2018. Oh, I also got an article over on their website that also explains that people with older trucks are pretty much going to only spend about $10,000 to $15,000 a year, and then of course the year that you got to do an overhaul, that one particular year, 25,000. And it says engine overhauls costing 15 to 22. The engine overhaul for me, I can get about 12,000. 5,000 right there is how much my mechanic want for labor, and then it's just parts from there. 5,000. That's for a 65-hour job, and then the parts is just whatever how deep I want to go into the overhaul. If I just want a basic end frame kit, then just $4,000. Now you had 9,000 on the overhaul. That's it. But if I want cylinder heads, okay, we'll start tacking on, additional $4,000. Okay, well, you want turbo, add a turbo on there. You want injectors, add injectors. You want full gear, add a bull. It just depends how deep I want to go. But the labor is 5,000. Cons on the 2020 Kenworth T680 complex system, complex truck to maintain. Parts are through the roof, and you gotta hope that here y'all says parts cost. Some parts only the dealer have, which I go to dealer and get all my parts from. But what you don't want is you don't want to get in a situation to where this 2020 Kenworth, you have to take it to a dealership and pay. Oh my God, bro. Kenworth may run your pockets $240 an hour. You don't want to get in that situation with a newer truck because this average cost can go through the roof if you taking that crap to the dealership to be worked on. Yeah, okay. It says the risk of big repairs for the older truck is the engine overhaul, which I mean, I tell my people just go and knock out the engine overhaul at first. Uh, Risk of big repairs, emissions, turbos, and fuel system. The reason why I got turbos on a 12.7 is $1,000. Turbos on a Cummins X15, man, that could be up to $9,000. Fuel system, I don't know. I don't have no idea what a fuel system costs on newer trucks. Emissions, like I told you, man, that one box go out. That's how you get to that $8,000 to $15,000 mark. That's just that one box. Boom. All right, let's continue. Final thoughts. The Freightliner is easier to keep running long term. Well, we already know that. I mean, hell, I got 1997 truck. It's running in 2025 like no tomorrow. So we understand how that works. If you're a mechanic, we don't do no mechanic work over here. It's cost effective if you already rebuilt the engine or plan to do so. The 2020 Kenworth might have fewer age-related issues, but emissions, downtime, and higher cost repairs are inevitable. And with no warranty, you're on your own. Huh. Now I understand you could delete the truck. I understand all of that. I'm just making sure you understand who is going to delete the truck before you buy it. Who is the key? They got a little chart right here that explains what I just went over. Let me see. I said, why does a newer truck cost way less to maintain? Let's see what it came up with. No engine overhaul yet. Your Freightliner has 1.2 million miles, so a $15,000 to $22,000 overhaul is likely. And yes, at that mile range, it is definitely likely. That's why I tell people go ahead and knock it out in the beginning. It says the 2020 Kenworth with 500,000 miles, although the overhaul is not due yet, it will be at the 800 to 900K range, which is, that's about 4 years. If you do 100,000 miles a year, that's about 4 years. Not too bad. Newer components haven't failed yet on the Kenworth T680. Many expensive parts on the T680 turbo, EGR, fuel pumps, after treatment systems may not have failed yet, but they usually do between 500 to 700,000 miles. Oh, here's the big one. When they fail, it often, I was supposed to say cost, it often costs $4,000 to $15,000 at once without warning. Yes, if you need that one box, it will hit you without warning. And it's going to hit you without warning at the dealership at $240 an hour. The thing about an overhaul, man, when the overhaul hits you, truck, unless you blow the block and you're dumping oil all on the ground, you can probably still drive the truck back to base, back to the house, back to your shop. Oh, that one box, I don't know how that worked, man. I don't know if you can. I think if the one box go out, you're gonna be derated. I don't think you ain't gonna be able to drive that. I wouldn't think. If you had a 2020 Kenworth recently had DPF cleaning, that DPF cleaning $2,000 or DEF components replaced, you're in low repair window for now. Once out of warranty, one emissions failure can easily cost you more than a full engine rebuild on a pre-emissions truck. And there you have it right there, man. There you have it. One emissions failure can easily cost more than a full engine rebuild on a pre-emissions truck. Why are we getting another chart? What's on this chart? Why the newer truck will likely cost more long term? Emissions. To be honest, bro, since I've been on YouTube, I have seen emissions take so much money from drivers, lease drivers, finance drivers. Boy, that emissions. I mean, since I've been having my CDL, I've watched so many people just dump money into that emission system with no type of results whatsoever. That's why I never got an emissions truck. I said no. That's a money pit. Dumping money into emissions, that's a money pit, and you just throwing away money. It's like nothing is gonna come from it. It's like you don't get anything from it. You bait the filters, go down the freaking street, and then all the lights just light back up again. Man, come on, man. Anyways, Man, that's my little comparison. Let me see how many minutes I got y'all going on this video. 30 minutes. Now, if you guys want to do a comparison, man, just go on ChatGPT and just propose the question, write it however you want to. ChatGPT is free. Um, yeah, man, it's free, man, free to use. Yeah, I'll come over here and see, but as far as if I had to choose between this 2020 Kenworth T680 and this 2001 Freightliner Classic for a personal truck that I'm driving and making money out here with, I'm all day long. I'm choosing this Classic with the 12.7 all day long, every day. Ain't nowhere in the world I would choose no Kenworth T680. But me knowing the cost, now if you looking to put drivers in it, will I get a 2020 Kenworth T680? Because people say all the time, hey, Andrew, man, ain't nobody going to drive the truck, blah, blah, blah. I hear what you're saying, drivers. If I was looking to get a truck to put drivers in, would I get this 2020 Kenworth T680? Absolutely not. Talk about going bankrupt. Talk about going bankrupt. First of all, you just read from ChatGPT, you know, all the repair costs that you're gonna be dealing with, and then you got to drive it now, so that's less income coming in. If I was gonna hire a driver, I would do what I'm working on right now. Let me go and show you what I would be working on. Hold on. If I was going to get trucks for drivers, I would come over here to Pimpski. 20% new customer discount is actually cheaper if you got an account with them, which is what I found out. But let me just get the general costs for the people without an account. Let me see how I can find it. Oh, I think I saw it right there. We're gonna make this difficult as possible. Okay, there you go, reserve a truck. Okay, let's do. Dang, it's gonna pop all that crap up. Let's do Nashville. By the way, a lot of y'all keep going through Memphis thinking that I live in Memphis. Guys, I do not live in Memphis. I be getting y'all messages, man. Hey, Andrew, man, I'm in Memphis, man. Let's hang out. Guys, I ain't lived in Memphis in over 5 years. I'm not there. I'm not in Knoxville. I've never been to Knoxville. I don't know nothing about Knoxville. Knoxville's damn near 4 hours from me. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee. What am I looking for? This is for personal truck. Wait a minute. That's what I thought. I'm looking for commercial. Latest greatest shoe shine. Okay, let's say I was gonna put a driver in here Monday, August 4th. Pickup time. You get off the airplane at 10 a.m. Drop date. Let's just do a month. 25th, September 1st. We got a commercial account. It's actually a different plan, but I'm just kind of show y'all rough numbers. Depending on the location, depends on the price. Let's just do Nashville. Okay. Searching. Bro, you did not have to pop this crap up, did you? Okay, skip this step. Okay, let's go to heavy duty. Sleepers. Did all the Russians take them? And they took all the sleepers, huh? Okay, we gotta switch over to Chicago. Illinois. I don't know if y'all know what the Russians that showed up here in Nashville, and they pretty much wiping this area clean with these travels now. They've been building up, man. Give me a second while I find what I'm looking for, so I'll hold y'all up. Pause the video for a second. right, guys. So I put it in a couple of different cities, but they didn't take all the sleeper trucks, man. They didn't took the day cabs, the sleeper trucks, no matter what state I done put in. Usually it's showed in the past, but it seems like all the trucks are just gone. But they ain't took the trailers, so 53-foot drive-in, $975 total, plus about 6 cents a mile. So the Russians should be charging 250 a week times four. That's $1,000 and 6 cents a mile. They'll just instead of charging you 250, maybe they'll charge you 275, or they'll throw some other deduction on your settlement. And basically anything that happened to the trailer, Pimsky, they take care of that. Or of course they can go on Repower and get their trailers, which is what I found out. Reefers, I'm not sure if they're paying this much for a reefer. I do know with the commercial account, the price is totally different. It's actually a little bit cheaper, but could you make all your money back on this 2,500 total? How much is Repower for a reefer? Let me go look at Repower first. That'll kind of give me an idea. Let me open up Repower on the back end and see what I can get a reefer trailer from. Share this tab, trailer type reefer. Let me see what I can get reefers for. I got one down in Atlanta, Georgia. Snyder. Snyder got reefers? When did Snyder get into the reefer game? Okay. Let's do 32 days. $1,200. $1,200, 10 years or newer. 53-foot full grade swing grade trailer by Snyder Nationals. Okay. It's right there in Atlanta, Georgia. I can drop it off any one of these places. Which one's closest to me? I'm probably rather drop it off either Indiana. I don't know if Indiana or Illinois is one. I don't know which one of these places is closer. I know West Memphis, Arkansas, though Memphis, Tennessee. I'd rather go drop it off out there. Shoot. But yeah, if I wanted this refill, let's just say what's tomorrow, Friday. If I wanted tomorrow, I would just click this, do 32 days. This is the problem, though. I don't have 12 months from my authority yet. It'll be 12 months in 2 months. I got everything else, though. But to get the refunds, I need 12 months. But basically, it would cost me $1,200. I would pay that today. Let me pause the video so my payment information don't pop up when I hit. Well, let me continue. It shouldn't pop nothing up. And I always edit the video. Okay, it blocked out my payment. But yeah, my payment is already right there. Let me see. It's not a freight power discount. I don't know what that is. I don't know nothing about no discount. I might have to ask them what that is. I mean, I'll take the discount. But anyways, man, actually, it may have me as a 1 year already with the authority because it wasn't supposed to show this page unless I already had. If I did not have 1 year of authority, it wouldn't have showed this page. But I guess it's saying I do. But my insurance is already on file. The driver, which is me, is on file. I would just pay the money, sign the agreement. They're gonna automatically accept. They're gonna automatically accept it as long as you got the insurance. But anyways, let me get back up out of here. They're gonna call me tomorrow and ask me that I want to do this. I already know. Shout out to Repower, man. That's where I get my trailers from. But that's drive-ins. I'll show y'all what else they got on here. If I wanted a flatbed trailer, I know I can get one right down to Memphis. Yep, flatbed. It's kind of high though, but Fleet Leasing, Fleet Equipment, they Memphis Yard. I can get one right there out of Memphis, $42 a day, which I ain't trying to pay that, but 6 months with authority, which I already got that. Pretty much pay 1,300 up front, and I can use it for 32 days. It is 10 years of newer flatbed. Yeah, I know I don't got no flatbed. They got 3 trailers though, but I don't have no flatbed experience. But that's why I wanted to go learn flatbed because it's like now I got access to basically brand new flatbed trailers, and but I don't have no flatbed skills, so it doesn't do me any good. I mean, but it's a lot of places we can pick up flatbed trailers, flatbed reefers, drive-ins. You know, these people right here. This is the yard I go to get my drive-in trailers, my 2025 drive-in trailer. Whenever I want to go and get me a drive-in trailer, I was thinking of doing it Monday. Let me just go and see how much it would cost. I was thinking about Monday going to pick one up. Drop off date. I'll probably use it right before my birthday. My birthday on the 23rd, so let's say to the 19th. How much is that? So $971. So I will pay that up front, pick up the trailer on Monday, drop it off on the 19th. $971. I would make that off the first load. Because I would just get loaded and go down to Florida, man, for about 2,500, 23 somewhere right now. Cost me about 300 in fuel. 3% the factor, and I keep the rest. But anyways, like I was trying to explain, for a truck to put a drive in, I'm going straight to Pimsky and putting them in the latest greatest shoe shine. And then I'm going to repower for the trailers. But if it's a truck that I'm driving personally, this 2021 Freightliner Classic XL is to be what I be driving. But yeah, trucking can change so much to where, I feel like that I'm no longer worried about having to buy trailers no more because I can get them brand new off Repower. I'm not worried about having to argue with drivers about them not wanting to drive their old truck because I've been getting brand new trucks straight from Pimsky Ride, and now we got brand new trucks, brand new trailers, and you can come over here and I'll be like every other trucking company. We already got we already got our own yard that we share with the Russians. We got plenty of space. I already talked to the guy that I, pay for the parking spots, and hey, say whenever you're ready, man, just park the trucks here. This will be your yard. I mean, I'm already got my trucks parked there now, but I'm just saying. But that ain't what this video is about. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. Hopefully, y'all learned something. I'm not saying that this video is a fact. I'm just something to think about. Something to think about. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Don't forget the like button, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and perhaps I may see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday, I'm thinking I'm gonna take a battery out of the Classic and put it in the blue truck. That'll be 4 batteries. I'm gonna see if I can get the thing cranked. But like I said, it's a cat engine, so I don't know. That may be kind of difficult to start, but we'll see what we can do. All right, y'all. I'm out.